Okay. Oh, probably should. I need to like put something in the background so that it records like actual gameplay. Okay, so we're just gonna... Oh, here we go. Steal this guy's footage right here. 5.5 hours worth of the Modern Warfare beta play.
I like that. I
Ladies and
like
gentlemen,
that.
boys.
Face cam on it.
Aww.
Okay, there we go. Mute the audio. Full screen that shit. Turn the quality up. Alright, we're set. It is recording.
Oh yeah.
So we don't really do intros. We just start talking.
I'm a stealth clown.
Yeah. So, which is a stealth clown.
Sorry, I had to derail it.
Anyways, this is episode 13. This is a 3 podcast week because I'm a garbage human.
Hell yeah. Well, not. I mean, yeah. Shout out to 3 podcasts.
Wow, 13 podcasts and like 8 of them are about Modern Warfare. Could we?
Yeah, we're at that point. Maybe we got a month before the game comes out. After this, we can we can mix it up. Oh, sorry, banning Roman from the Discord. All right, continue.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
where do you want to start?
Beta, and I was like, sure. I mean, if you just want to go through the whole beta. Oh wait, we already did one where I talked about 2v2. So let's just talk about our experience on the crossplay beta this weekend. All right, just right off the rip, you're buying it still, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to hit Justin with the game share, to be honest with you, but we'll see.
Yeah, I'm buying it despite the intense criticism. Oh, sorry, the gameplay got cogged because the freaking. Never mind, and it doesn't matter.
Rip. Oh well.
I'm still excited for the game, and I'm like not really as critical. I've been trying, I guess, to be like not as bitchy and like less critical about things in general, just because it's annoying to read all day on Reddit. And it's like you don't have to buy the game like all these people who just complain all the time. Like just play something else. if it really is not, if it's that horrible, I don't think it's that bad, but.
I mean, I think for me, it just the biggest factor is if they remove the skill-based matchmaking, that would literally just solve so much. I can't. If I'm not gonna be able to play with anybody, with any of my friends all year, that's just gonna ruin the game for me. Which I mean, I played Black Ops 4 solo a lot, but it was also not like this, so it wasn't as bad. Wasn't as annoying.
Yeah, skill-based matchmaking needs to be taken out for sure.
It's just gonna, I don't know. For me, it's just gonna ruin the party experience because it's not like it happened for some people I played with and not for others. It was pretty much annoying for everybody, and so that just kind of, it's like, oh, sick. I can't play with my friends now if I'm gonna play the game. Try to have fun.
Yeah, you were saying that's what ruined Halo 5 for you, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Halo 5 was the same way. Anytime we'd play it, it'd have to be custom games or something, because if we try to play the actual game, it just kills it. So it'll be okay for me, but it's not gonna be fun for anyone else.
Yeah,
and even then, it's
right now
that fun.
Is that there's just gonna if the most played game modes are gonna be 2v2 and 20v20, even though I think 20v20 is the least fun thing on the game.
Yeah, I have a lot of criticisms about the 6v6, but I don't see myself playing any of the other modes consistently.
Yeah, I mean, 2v2 is fun but it was fun in the beta just because I was shitting on kids. I don't know if it's gonna be like that in general. Definitely, I think 2v2 will be less sweaty just because people who are actually good are probably gonna be in 6v6 all day.
Yeah, but still, 2v2 just, I don't know. I played it. I played 3 games of 2v2 over the weekend. Played one for each map, and then I didn't have any desire to play another one. I was like, I'm already bored of this. I'll go back to something else.
Yeah, it's if there was respawn, I think it would be way more fun.
Yeah, and the maps are so like I can't complain about. Yeah, well, I can't complain about the 2v2 maps that much, but they're just like there's no creativity to it. So like the rounds are over in like 10 seconds.
Yeah,
I
that
don't
was
know.
like why I wanted to be respawn because every round was like it starts and it's done. You spend more time watching like kill cams and like pre-match, pre-round timers than you do actually playing.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
like just for general like fixes in the game is like I would like there to be the actual radar. I don't really think the game is like a lot of these people are like they're not buying it if they don't fix the radar. I don't think it's that important. I think more important than that is just changing Ghost.
Well, I mean, there's just it's hard to pinpoint one thing with this game because like a lot of the big issues, there's a lot of things that they changed that definitely contribute to it. So it's hard to like lean on one thing when there's fucking Ghost, the radar, the compass that they added in. Like there's a lot of things to go over.
Yeah, I think that people need to accept because I already know this is gonna be like all the complaints. People just need to accept that they've taken like a stance on making a game that doesn't feel like Call of Duty, and they're definitely sticking to it and not gonna just change everything about the game 1 month to launch. And like, if you want this to be like, I think they kind of had people maybe not misled, but like people have built opinions that this is gonna be like the next MW2. Like we were going back to like that kind of COD. Well, it's really not. It's like closer to that any Battlefield game than any Call of Duty game.
Yeah, and that's I mean, if you want to talk about like ground war, I think people that play COD will like that, but I think that it's not gonna like if the goal of that is to get any of the Battlefield audience, I don't think it's gonna work because for me it's like Battlefield, but it doesn't have anything that I like about Battlefield, so I don't really see any reason to play it.
Yeah, I think like if they had some streak adjusting, it would be very helpful to this game's cause
Yeah, that too.
with the ground war.
That's the biggest issue with Ground War by far.
In general, I just like I don't know. I just didn't have a good time playing ground war.
Yeah, I didn't either. Pretty much everybody I played with like enjoyed Ground War the least. And that's even from like I don't know, even Justin like Battlefield's probably his favorite game and he played Ground War and he was like, it's okay. Like that's pretty much what he said. It's like classic Justin, but I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
It's kind of how everybody felt about it.
if you want to talk about like the things I like the most about the game, is like the movement feels. I think it feels great. Like I don't have any complaints about what you're gonna change on the movement or the
Um
mantling, but
yeah,
I
the
felt like I
mantling.
had
It's
really hard problems mantling, but
the mantling was really like slow and clunky, but everything
I feel
else
like if
was
you just
fine.
consciously change, like try not to mantle so much, it's not gonna bother you that much. Um,
Yeah.
it just does a change from BO4 where I felt like I was mantling like every like 20 seconds sometimes.
Yeah, this game, if I mean, it does this happens with like every year, with every COD, but this game especially, I feel like really highlights how unfortunate it is in some ways that it's a different studio making the game every year. Because it feels like in a lot of ways they just changed things from BO4, like just to change things, like even things that were good about it, which is kind of
I
frustrating.
just keep trying to stim all the time because of BO4.
Yeah,
And I think like the look of like the whole besides like the darkness of caves, but like the overall like look of the game is like really nice looking. Like not necessarily talking of it from like performance like standard, but just from like an aesthetic appeal. I think it looks pretty good. It looks pretty cool.
I do have like one issue though. The visibility is one of my
Well,
biggest issues with
they
this
already
game.
said in their like I don't know I saw in some statement today that that's like one of their big changes is they're fixing
Yeah,
the visibility.
I want to see them fix it though. Like that's every year it's always like, oh, it's just a beta, but the game comes out in a month and they can only fix so much. So like I'm just
Well, the only
kind of
visibility
kind of
they
worried.
addressed specifically, I think, was caves.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of issues with it. Like even the coal yard map, like the vent on that map, it's like when you go into the vent, you can't see anything until the game like brightens up. It's really weird.
Yeah, I think that's like part of the whole like realism as appeal they're going for. Because I mean, if you went an event in your life, it's not like there's any light shining through it.
Yeah, it's
The game's
just
just
I
supposed to be
don't.
dark. I think. I mean, if you look in the sky on every map, it's besides caves, it's like super gloomy.
Yeah, I just think it's annoying, especially so like because I was talking about Battlefield earlier. Like one of the biggest issues with the last Battlefield was player visibility. Like that's still one of the biggest issues with it. And then now going to this game, I was hoping like, oh, they'll see that as an issue. They'll make sure that doesn't happen in this game, and it's honestly worse in this game. Like the character models, even surprisingly in Ground War, I don't have as much of an issue with it, but like in 6v6, the character models, like sometimes I just don't see people.
Right. No, I understand like how it can be annoying.
I think the game that had it the best was honestly World War II because the character models in that game like stuck out, and it was I don't know, didn't really have an issue with it. That was a while ago, so most people probably don't remember that. But if you watch like
The
World War
game
II
literally
footage,
had zero sales and died immediately. So like, I feel like a lot of people just don't have a lot of experience with that game,
yeah, well,
which is gonna
it's
probably be to the benefit of this game that it's already projected to be, well, probably easily the highest selling game of 2019 and like one of the top selling Call of Duties of all time. Um, which hopefully it forces their hand a little bit more on like fixing some issues. But I think it'll feel like, I think this game compared to BO4 at launch, this game's gonna feel more like a final product.
yeah, I agree with that. I just don't know if I'm
That's
gonna
not
enjoy it
saying a
as
lot,
much
but
because I don't know. I A lot of things I just play this game and it's like oh I don't know. I kind of like BO4, like
I
even with
like
its issues.
BO4 a lot. Like I genuinely do, and I enjoyed playing BO4 more than I enjoyed playing this beta.
Oh,
Um,
100%.
but the support for the game, I almost certainly is gonna be done. Even if the support's not done, like if they still are like patching it and stuff for a while after year one, they already said this is the last operation.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well,
And
BO4 kind of
they
got
confirmed
shafted.
they're still gonna keep doing like seasons like they're doing with like maybe like new weapons and weapon drives and stuff, but like as far
Yeah,
as like specialists go and all that, like operators and like big updates, it's done after this one.
yeah,
Even though they said this was supposed to be played for years to come, and the player base has already died on PC within the first like 4 months of launch, it's
yeah.
getting
They
much lower on Xbox.
BO4 should have been the game to bring crossplay to COD. It like that would have fixed a lot, I think.
I don't. I turned crossplay off, so I don't really know how much I.
Yeah, I don't. I also turned it off. I don't really like it, but like in terms of keeping it alive, I guess like I feel like this BO4 should have been the game to do it, especially because it has the BR, but and the BR would probably be the
The
best for
BR is
crossplay.
still like surprisingly, because I do follow the Blackout subreddit is actually the only video game subreddit I think I still follow. It's because
Oh
it's
really?
not toxic, honestly. Because people who like Blackout just like Blackout. I mean, they're not
Yeah.
really. I think at this point it's pretty balanced as far as I know. Um, and like I mean, Blackout is a lot of people's favorite battle royale.
I think it's
It's
because
still winning
Blackout's been
things.
out for a while, so like it's not gonna they're not gonna be any major changes. Like if there's something that they don't like, they just realize like oh it's just gonna be that way, so whatever.
Yeah, but like I still see like I just unfollowed like every subreddit today that pertained to video games because it was just annoying. Like I saw somebody post on the BO4 subreddit today, like they're like, "How are we?" He's like, "I'm on like tier 27. And the thing ends tomorrow. How are we realistically supposed to do this stuff?" And it's like somebody just called them out in the thing. They're like, literally, if you just do tier skips per day, you'll get it. You only have to play roughly 20 minutes per day to get
If
all the
that,
tiers. Like it's not
getting
that's completely doable. The only season worth that was reasonable, like where I would back somebody up, is
the
the
first
first
one,
one was horrible.
yeah,
But other than that, like you're just kind of being a pussy. I feel like
it's it's weird though because if you look at the Modern Warfare subreddit, like what I've noticed is for everybody that like criticizes the game, there's just as many people saying like oh you can't criticize the game at all. Like I've
Yeah,
seen
I know.
it's
And then like
just
the
super
comments in
toxic
those
all
things
around.
are just like super. I don't know. I just don't like it.
There's
Like
some
I've
delusional comments.
I've gotten to the point. Like obviously I bitch about when I play because it's like impossible not to just bitch about the game while you're playing
Yeah,
it.
you
But
can't
that's
not
like
do
video
it.
games in general. Nobody ever feels like the deaths are justified. Nobody ever feels like they lose a game at 2K because they're worse. Like that's just how it is. That's just video games in general. Um, but I've just been trying to like not to be such a negative person as much, and in general, I'm really still excited for this game, and I know like a lot of people aren't. But I don't
Yeah,
think a lot
I'm
of the criticisms are reasonable. I don't know what the fuck, sorry, specifically like anything, but I think if I went through the subreddit and see some of the shit people complain about, I would just be like, just if this is a complaint for you, obviously you shouldn't buy the game. Like it's that simple. It's not something. It's too big of a change to expect them to make for like you.
it's just I don't know. There's like a really this game's like really polarizing, I think. It might be like the most polarizing fucking COD beta ever, I feel like. There's like there's not a lot of in the middle opinions. It's usually people love it or hate it. That's what I'm seeing a lot of.
Yeah, that's true.
Which is weird because BO4 I feel like a lot of people were just like, it's a different game. Like Blackout is cool. Like multiplayer is okay. Like that's what I saw a lot when the game first came out or whatever in beta stage.
I feel like
But
once the
this
game was actually
game,
out though,
it's really
BO4 is
intense.
like, I mean, just from like being on like the Reddit and stuff, it's just like that game's super fucking hated, like
Yeah,
justifiably so.
once the game came out for sure.
It's
Beta time it wasn't as bad, I don't think. People were excited about it. Blackout was like a big thing.
I think the thing that people just can't accept is like the only reason you think Call of Duty is getting worse for most people is because all of those games that you think are the best ones came out when you were in middle school,
They were
elementary,
also shitty.
and they're just as shit, but you just, number one, you have your nostalgia goggles on. Number two, um, you're not as critical of a thinker and as critical as in like a criticizing stance when you're fucking 12 years old. You just are like, yeah, fucking killing things and swearing.
It's
Like
pretty accurate.
all these people who are like BO4 is so garbage, BO1 is where it's at. Like, are you kidding me? Do you remember Ghost in BO1? Do you remember the FAMAS?
Yeah,
Do you remember how
play
long the FAMAS was not balanced?
play just if you want to be reminded of that, just play the Modern Warfare beta because Ghost is the exact same way. It's just as bad.
And then
No,
there's
I
people
don't
who
think
are the
anybody
opposite,
likes that.
who are like, you know, there's just on both sides. There's people who are like every uh, Black Ops game is bad, and then there's like every Modern Warfare game is bad, and like people who are just like so like loyal to one studio. Everything's in general. This applies to literally like everything, all opinions, politics. People are just have to be on one side. There's no like you're not allowed to just be in the middle,
Yeah.
which is really how I feel because I'm like most of the time I'll play a game and I'm just like, yeah, like it's not perfect, but I mean I think I don't mind it. That's how I feel about Modern Warfare. I'm like, I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna probably put an excessive amount of hours into it. And so are all these other people who are just sit here and bitch all day.
Yeah, I guess I'll just like try to weigh it because when I played the beta, like if I just go off that experience, like the amount of hours that I put in, how much of that time like I was actually enjoying it. Like if it's like that when I try the game on release, I'm probably not going to play it very much. But I don't know. We'll see if they can improve it. Because like the majority of fun I had during the beta was not actually playing the game. It was like making the game fun, so that we weren't going fucking insane.
Yeah,
Like
I think part of my
I don't know.
problem in general is like, you know, and for a lot of people, is you just it's a casual game. I mean, like I get way too mad when I like go negative and when I lose and stuff. It's like it's a casual game. We're not professional gamers like all these people, and
Yeah.
like I don't know. Like that's how I feel like I've had way more fun. Um, on like 2K and Madden and stuff is like I just accept that I'm just that worse than like a lot of people. Even like obviously I'm better than like the average person, but with those games especially because those games literally are skill based matchmaking as well. You just
Yeah.
have to accept that you're gonna lose. Like it's impossible to go, 100% like winning. And at the end of the day, it's supposed to be fucking fun.
If
And
they, if they chalk the skill-based matchmaking, more people would probably feel that way. I don't.
but like I know, like when you get people like my cousin who's like, dude, this is like the best COD ever, is because skill-based matchmaking, I think genuinely is appealing to probably 70% of the people who are gonna buy Call of Duty game. It
I
only hurts
mean,
you if you're like, if one, you actually care about winning and doing good, which most people don't. They're just like, I got a kill streak this game. That's the truth. Most people don't really care about like the balancing
yeah.
of the game and like the patches and stuff. I mean, most people are like how we were. Like, I wasn't looking that shit up when I was playing Black Ops 1 and like I was a little kid. Like, the truth is most people don't care, and that we're the minority. And that's how it is with like every game. Is they keep designing them to appeal to like esports. It feels like, which like I'm having a hard time facing this, but I do think skill-based matchmaking does improve the experience of the majority of the player base. It just is annoying for anybody who really cares about the game.
I don't know. Maybe we gotta like ask some average people because maybe it is like that for most, but like a lot of average or under average people that I played with even have like the same observations. So I don't know how
Ask
true it
somebody like
is.
Alex. Like, would they rather play the game with everybody like them, or people, or have you on the other team dropping 70 kills? I just think it's not like that hard of a choice.
I don't know though because there's the majority of the player base isn't me. So without skill-based matchmaking, in theory, you'd get like I don't know, maybe one really good person, but you'd also get a lot of people that are worse.
I just
Like
feel
even
like
with someone at his level.
if you had to choose between like you're like getting 300 score per minute, and you're like, I can have everybody on both teams be around 300 score per minute, or I can have one person at the top of each team who's at 800, and then all the rest of us are all over the place. You're gonna probably just want it to be balanced. I don't. I just think that I don't like skill-based matchmaking, but I think a lot of people probably do. I also don't really
I
like it
don't I don't know if a lot of people even know that it exists.
because that's the thing. Most people just don't care. Like, it's they don't like I said, nobody cares about
Well,
like
if they
this gun's OP.
if they knew,
Nobody
would they
cares
change
about
their mind?
the lighting. I just think that most people we like the general consumer. Um, like if you take like people over 30 who buy the game, and then take people in middle school and like even like most high schoolers, that's probably like 60% of your player base. Somewhere around there, 2/3. Those are that audience. I don't think cares. They never have read a patch note in their life. They're not like looking for tweets from the developer, but when they're gonna fix things. Like, I think they just play the game and take it as it is. And that's why so many of the complaints fall on deaf ears, because most of the complaints are meaningless to a large proportion of the player base. I'm sure if you came to them and you're like, hey, um, this thing exists, would you rather have it one way or the other? They would probably side with you, but like, you know, in general, they're going to be ignorant of that.
Yeah, I guess I just don't like how it contradicts with like what the developers have said as well of trying to make it like a casual fun game, and then
Oh
that's a
yeah, they
thing.
really are hypocritical, especially the one developer who said esports are ruining games, and then he goes and puts skill-based matchmaking in, which is literally just league play.
Yeah, it's kind of questionable.
Like, I
I
don't think
just
it should be in
I
the
don't know.
game, and I don't think that if you asked most people and explained what it was, they wouldn't think it should be in the game either.
Yeah.
I just don't think like I think if you told most people, do you think skill-based matchmaking should be in the game? Just that question, they'd be like, what's that?
Well, yeah, probably. I mean, a lot of people don't know what fucking ADS is, but
Right.
at
That's
that,
why I think like a lot of the time I feel like our complaints, like, we want specifics on the gunsmith and stuff like that. Like, I totally agree with you. I just think that you know from the developer standpoint, they're putting something in that's going to make 10% of their game, the people who play it, happy. You know, maybe 20, 30 more percent will even notice it, and most people just aren't going to notice it and didn't care in the first place.
mm,
And that's just like, you know, it should be the developers like should want to put those things in, but I think a lot of the times they're just like, you know, like just from the BO4 standpoint, no matter how shit our game is, there's still gonna be people giving us hundreds of millions of dollars for our fucking microtransactions.
Yeah.
That's what's really annoying to me. And this game's probably gonna have them, right? They said there's no like season pass or anything,
I
but
mean,
it's definitely gonna have
there's
20
for
cosmetics.
sure. There's definitely gonna be microtransactions, 100%. I don't know if it'll be like fucking BO4s, but I mean,
Probably not
they'll
30.
be in the game.
No $30 hammers or whatever, $20.
They have to make their extra like billion somehow.
I know microtransactions, like, it's when you look at it from like a developer standpoint, it's hard to argue against them. Like, how do you say, you know, no, I don't want an extra $3.5 billion in revenue to fund the rest of my games and my employees and myself, right?
Hmm.
I hate it, but it's never going away at this point. It doesn't matter. I mean, the best thing we have going for us is hopefully loot boxes will be banned by the U.S. government. Because it's
Hopefully, it
like,
just gets banned everywhere.
well, it is banned in some countries already.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's
I mean,
cool.
I think that in general, I think it should just be banned. But my own happiness, I need it to be banned here because it
Yeah, that'd
really
be
does
nice.
prey on people with like gambling esque addictions, and like you might not
A
a
lot
lot
of
of people
people
might
have
not
that.
realize that they have that addiction. I have that addiction like bad forever. Like on G2A, I used to buy like those fucking it's like 10 Steam keys for like $1, and you're like, wow, I got this game. One of these 10 games is worth $25, but it's not like you can sell Steam games. It just makes it's the same as virtual stuff. You're like, wow, I got this super rare item. Um, you know, no matter how rare the item is, you still spent the same amount of money and you're not getting any money back. At least real
Mm,
gambling, if you win, you get real money back.
yeah, yeah, that's pretty
I
much a
mean,
big
like
ripoff.
I've always been like I don't like microtransactions, but I always buy some in every game. I'm not like the person who's out here who has $200 invested, but I feel like I probably put like $20 average into games I play.
Hmm.
Like on Apex when I was super big, I bought I think I spent $40 on microtransactions.
Yeah,
That was a free game though, so it didn't feel as bad. But that's just a justification I give myself to make myself feel better.
yeah, it's definitely still as bad.
Like,
Free to play game microtransactions are even worse. They're so expensive for like little things.
oh yeah, and at least
Twenty
you
dollars
get
for
the
cosmetic.
satisfaction, that you're helping the development of the game or something.
Yeah,
But
that. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I just wonder how the economics on it work because like some skins, I look at it and it's like, would they make more money if this skin was like $5 instead of 20? Like, would they? I'm just like curious
yeah, I don't
because
know.
in
I
theory, you want to think that they have it figured out, but I just feel like they don't.
Yeah, I think that it's like I really don't have any idea because nobody has an idea really. I don't think.
Yeah,
If I had to guess, um, there's people, there's like a subset of the population that will never buy a microtransaction even if it's 2 cents. They're never gonna buy
yeah,
them anyways. And then there's the group that's gonna buy them if they're $20 or if they're $5. They just like spend. And then there's a group like you're talking about. Like, would there be people who, if they were $5, like if there was four skins for $20 versus one skin for $20, are they gonna change their mind about microtransactions? Because,
yeah,
for
because
example,
they're
you don't really spend money on that stuff. Besides, like, I think you bought the cherry blossom thing, right?
that was with I'm pretty. I think I got that. I
Oh,
had COD
so
points when I got the game. I'm pretty sure. So
yeah, you got them from the COD app, probably.
I never bought. Yeah, I never bought COD points.
Is there like any like amount of money, like if they were cheaper, would you have ever bought COD points? Do you think?
I think if Black Ops 4 was a free to play game, the microtransactions wouldn't have been as unreasonable. But every time I wanted to buy something, I just thought like I spent $60 in this game, I'm good.
And that's like me. I spent $6 and I spent 50 or whatever on the season pass.
Yeah, so like I don't know. Apex would be a better example because like with BO4, there were certain camos that I saw that I liked, and I didn't think that the prices were that unreasonable. But I just every time I just
Yeah,
went back to that.
I
Like
really
Apex, they're
wanted to buy some of the
$20
fucking camos.
skins.
Yeah, Apex, they are really expensive.
Oh,
Yeah,
BO4 has like a $30 skin.
if Apex, like those $20 things on Apex were $5, I think I
I'd buy
probably
a
would have
lot. I
bought
think I'd buy
those
some.
instead of like I only bought loot crates on that game
Yeah,
because it feels like because you're getting
feels like you have to.
you're getting 20 skins for a price of like one that you get to pick out.
Yeah, and the way the duplicates work and stuff, like I don't know, it kind of makes sense.
Oh, but yeah, like if I could have just bought like the skins outright for less than fucking $20, I would have done that instead. Because it's
Yeah,
not like
because
you can wear them
that
or
game
anything.
that's happened a lot. I've seen skins like Fortnite. I spent V-Bucks sometimes on like $4 skins or something, but like the big ones I'd see, and it's just like I don't
Yeah, I
know if
never
that's
bought a
worth it.
$20 skin once.
And no, in Apex I never would, but there are some skins that I see that I was like, oh, if that was like $5, maybe I would.
Yeah, Fortnite was. I probably spent for the amount of skins I have from the item shop. I really didn't spend that much money because I played so much Save the World.
Oh yeah, it's different.
Yeah, and I probably spent maybe I don't know. I think I probably only spent like $15 over the course of the whole year,
Hmm.
like not including all of the battle passes I bought,
Hmm.
which wasn't really that many when you consider they're on like 10 now or something.
Yeah.
I think I mean when did we stop playing like season? Was it?
8. No, not 8.
I
6.
was gonna say six.
6 sounds right.
Six
It's
might be
been
the
like a
last one I
year.
bought.
Yeah, something like that. Um, something in Modern Warfare I want to talk about. Now I'm conked. Oh, I got to bitch about the maps real quick.
Okay.
If there's one thing I can say though, I do not like the direction and map design. Um, like BO4's maps were kind of boring, but like they played well, and I honestly liked a lot of them, or like the ones that I really liked, I really enjoyed playing on. Whereas like usually with the beta, they try to show their best maps, and if these maps are the best maps, then I'm just like really worried because there's only one that I like. I genuinely hate the other two,
Yeah,
and
every
like
map has such a wide open line of sight to you
yes,
could just get picked off from anywhere at any time.
there's like no defined lanes. Like the example I was talking about it with Matt. Like the example that I gave to him was like think about a BO4 map, and I'll just use like fucking even though it's like not the best. Well, it's kind of a good example, like Arsenal. So Arsenal, like you go middle on Arsenal, and like you go into either team's like lobby or whatever, and like the most you can see is into like one other lane, but not the other one. Whereas in these Modern Warfare maps, there are a lot of areas where you can see into every lane, and there's just like so many cross lines of sight that it's just like impossible. I mean, you were saying this, like it's impossible to account for everything.
Yeah, you're really just like playing like
Just guessing.
you're just guessing like which way to check when you come out of somewhere because like
And
on headquarters, you try and push headquarters, it's like there's three different fucking areas you can get shot from just trying to get
yeah,
there.
and like what we were saying earlier, how everything like kind of factors in. Like if the mini map was an old COD mini map, I don't think it'd bother me as much because I could tell where my teammates are looking, and I could kind of like figure out what to watch maybe a
Yeah,
little bit
not being
better.
able to tell which direction they're looking is like honestly like the worst part.
Yeah, because so I'll give a
Which I didn't really
pretty
think
like
about until
specific
like you
example.
mentioned it, and then I was playing more OBJ instead of TDM. I was like, this really sucks. You used to depend on
Yeah,
that.
it's awful. It's so hard. Like it kind of kills the team play for me in my opinion because like other CODs I could look at the mini map and be like, "Oh, I see this guy's looking here. He could get shot from here, so that's where I'll look." Like in this game it's like, I don't know where the fuck my teammates are. I don't know what they're looking at, so I
Yeah,
can't
how do
help
my
them. I have
teammates
to
look on it?
well, like teammates are on it, but the mini map is so small that unless they're right on top of you, you
No,
can't
yeah, like I don't know why it's not like every other CODs. If it
yeah,
was at least like
it's
every other CODs and they still didn't put in like the enemy's hit markers, I wouldn't even be that annoyed.
yeah, I mean, I would prefer having the red dots, but if they made it bigger, I would settle for that.
I
Just
mean,
because I think the red dots would help the camping, but I don't know.
I agree. Like I would be satisfied with the just the size change, but like I would prefer both things to be changed.
Yeah, because there are a lot of things I was thinking about before we did this that are like kind of nitpicky, but kind of weird. Like for example, I kind of miss best play. I know it's kind of a little thing, but I kind of liked best play
Best play is
and Final
better
Kill
than
Cam.
last play.
Yeah, Final
Which
Kill
is
Cam
funny
is
because I
kind of
think we
boring.
all probably bitched about it not being Final Kill Cam anymore in the first whatever COD changed that.
Yeah,
Like
I
I specifically remember like thinking that, being like, why
I
isn't
think
it final kill cam? Because it used to be a cool thing to go for like if you knew it was the last kill, you would just do something
yeah.
fun, which I do miss being able to do that.
Mm. Now you just have to be cracked the whole game, do something crazy.
Yeah, now you just have to use an LMG and watch corners, and you'll get it every time.
But no, it sucks if you like do something really cool and you like pop a 4 piece, cap a flag or something, but it's in the middle
Oh
of the
yeah,
game, so it's
especially
like
those.
odd.
Even a double kill is fucking impressive in
Oh
that.
yeah, it's nasty.
And then like I got like maybe two, three pieces, uh, not including streaks, and I was like fucking on the top of the world because it's like impossible to get a triple kill.
Yeah.
Then you got that one quad feed like
I
in a
felt great.
row, like not even split. I was like, wow,
That was hard.
is that even possible? I'm pretty sure he's hacking.
Dude, I don't know. It was hard to get multi kills. Only got only got a few of them, but I don't know. I would be. It's another area where I'd be fine with a compromise. Like if they wanted to leave final kill cam for S&D, even though I feel like that doesn't make that much sense either, I'd be like, okay, fine. But like
Yeah.
I thought best play was kind of cool. It's a little thing, but I thought it was fun.
No, I agree. I mean,
Um,
it was a cool little thing. Which I don't even remember
yeah,
which game introduced that, honestly.
that's a good
Because
question.
BO3
Maybe like
had
AW, maybe.
best
I don't
play,
know.
and I think AW had best play.
I feel like it was AW, but I could be wrong. Um,
Yeah, maybe
it's
I
too long
don't
ago.
even know.
There's a
I don't
lot of
know.
things
Like
like that
it's
in
kind of
this
crazy to
game
think about
where
how long ago AW was.
oh yeah, I mean that's like 5 years or something like that, 5 6 years. So it's kind of crazy.
I mean, I guess I was
Um,
still in like what?
I
That was
mean we were
junior year of high school.
bro AW. I don't fucking know,
Yeah, it
dude.
was junior
It
year
was
because I was still
so
playing. I was still on the basketball team at that point because I didn't play basketball
yeah.
senior year. BO,
Wait, wasn't it sophomore year?
it was sophomore or junior year. Yeah.
Okay, it's hard to
Crazy to
remember.
think about. Well, yeah, because was that the first Call of Duty? No, what was the first Call of Duty on Xbox One besides Ghost? What
Well
came
yeah,
after
it would be
Ghost?
AW then.
It
AW
was
came after
AW.
Go, so
Okay, that's
yeah.
what I thought. I was like, yeah, it was the first Call of Duty on Xbox One because I remember nobody like you missed. I mean, we all missed out on playing it. Not all of us, but like you were doing your competitive thing at that time. Half that
Freaking
was
bird.
year one, so
Yeah.
almost nobody actually had the Xbox One. Um, so there was like nobody to play with, and then once everybody did get it, it was like a weird timing in the game, and like you didn't get the cross level from Xbox 360 to Xbox One. So like
Oh yeah, that's
anybody who
really
had been playing
stupid.
on 360 had to restart, and everybody's like, I'm just not playing it at this point.
Fair
It was
enough.
a
That's
weird
dumb.
like time.
Mm-hmm.
Like if that
Sucks
game,
because
I
I
know I
actually
just said
liked
this too.
AW.
Yeah, I was. That's like legitimately one of my favorite Call of Duties of all time. I think I just said this when we were playing the other day, maybe even yesterday. I was like, dude, if AW was coming out next month, like that would be prime. That would be so lit.
Yeah, if it was like AW2.
Yeah, that was like easily to me might be the most. No, it is probably the most underrated Call of Duty. I feel like when people think about the like kind of like jetpack Call of Duties and stuff like that, they automatically just think they're garbage. But like
Yeah, I highly disagree with that.
that Call of Duty was
None of them
amazing.
were like bad. Like maybe Infinite Warfare was like okay, but none of the jetpack
I
games were
haven't
like
played
bad.
Infinite Warfare, so I can't really say anything about that. But
I mean,
I bought it just to play COD 4.
it was yeah, it was pretty much just a carbon copy of BO3 to be honest. It was kind of weird how similar it was.
Yeah, see, like I didn't play it at all, and none of my friends played it, so I just didn't play it.
Yeah, fair enough. That's how it went for everyone.
Everybody bought $80 game just to play COD 4, and nobody even grinded that.
Yeah.
Did you buy
Well,
it? Did you buy the COD 4 game?
no. Because I tried because Matt got Infinite Warfare, so I went and tried COD 4 and I hated it. I was like, wow, this game did not live up, or this game did not age well.
Oh no, we all basically just forced ourselves to play it because we spent $80 on a really old game.
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I didn't get into that because I only played like a couple matches, but I was just like,
Because yeah,
dude,
I
this
bought
is
the
just hype.
expensive version, and I think I think I hit level 6 on Infinite Warfare, and I never played it again. That was in one session. I never played again.
Yeah, I don't know if this is unpopular opinion, but because Matt bought it, so I played them both. I genuinely had more fun playing Infinite Warfare.
I don't
I
remember. I
played it
remember
more.
playing one game with Brandon because Brandon actually I think had like just like max rank 0 prestige in that game.
Mm,
And he was like, "Yeah, let's play." And then we were both kind of like, "Yeah, this actually is fun." Because
yeah.
all I remember is I was like, I couldn't like understand the map structure. I
On
don't know.
what? Infinite Warfare?
Yeah, I mean like that's just because I had not played it before, and I was like, I'm
Oh
not
yeah.
having any fun, so I'm not gonna bother learning the maps. I just never played it again.
I mean,
I don't know what I
it
played
was
that year
very.
instead though. Like
I don't
just
know. I don't
Madden or
remember.
2K.
Yeah, probably. That game was pretty similar to BO3, so it's just the reason why I didn't play it is just because it was like more the same. I guess I don't even think it was bad. It was just boring.
Like I didn't watch competitive that year or anything. I just basically just turned Call of Duty off that whole year.
Yeah, I think everybody did that with IW. That was just the year where that happened. This is pretty common. Um, I don't know. Back to the beta though. There's also like shit that I feel like they're putting in the game to appeal to like old school CODs, but it's not the things that you actually liked about it. So like very specifically claymores.
God,
Why
I
are claymores in the
fucking hate
game?
those things so much.
Also, I actually didn't think when I saw that stopping power was an upgrade, I was like, you got to be fucking kidding me. Like you already die in half frame in this game. Why do you need stopping power? Um but I tried it and surprisingly stopping power was one of the more like for some guns well balanced things in the game. Other guns it was ridiculous.
I never
But
got to
still
actually
like
try that.
yeah, it I don't have like numbers on this, but I'm pretty positive that it increases the recoil for the rounds that you use it. But the thing is though, like some guns it makes really good. So for example, like the Deagle, you put stopping power on, it's a one shot to the body. Like that's ridiculous.
That is
But the
insane.
yeah, but the M4 it's just like one less bullet. It's like okay, that's kind of ridiculous, but not as bad as the Deagle, which is just dumb.
Like the Deagle one sounds pretty autistic.
Yeah, that one was not great. And then you have other guns like the M14 that's also a two bullet kill, but stopping power did not make it a one shot kill like the Deagle. So that's just weird. I don't know. So stopping power is like weird, but I just disagree with it being in the game just completely like based on principle. Like if they're gonna keep the time to kill the way it is, it doesn't need to be in the game.
Yeah.
And claymores were weird because they have proximity mines, which are just like a more well balanced version of claymores. So I don't really get it there either. Because the proximity mines work like bouncing betties, I think.
Yeah, I didn't ever use those either.
I only got even when they added them, most people I still got killed by claymores because they're just like better. I don't know. The claymores did does flak jacket even counter them? I never even got to test it.
I never. Yeah, I see. Like so much of the stuff I never did, so I don't know.
That's why I wanted to. It's sad that they ended it today. I thought they were gonna keep it open an extra day because I wanted to have a day to just like do all the shit that I didn't do.
Yeah, I would have got to do more shit if the cross leveling worked because I played up to
Yeah,
level
that'd be
70 on
nice.
PlayStation,
That would have been nice.
but it didn't work for some reason. So I don't know.
Hmm. Yeah, that'll be cool when it's in the full game as long as it works properly. Like that's a cool feature.
Yeah, it is a cool feature. I mean, like,
It's only going to apply to like so many people, but I mean it's
yeah,
cool.
like how many people are gonna buy it on more than one console?
Yeah, that's for
I mean, I'm not.
super hardcore, I guess. Yeah. Um, I don't know. When I got more adjusted to the game, I enjoyed it more, but I still uh
I definitely my enjoyment of the game went up over time. It might be one of those games. Like I know this is annoying and not justified in any ways, but like one of those Call of Duties where it's just like not fun unless you're like let's just say it goes to 55 unless you're like level 55 with all the options.
oh, yeah.
Like some Call of Duties
Like
are
you're
just
into
like
it.
that.
Yeah, it could be like that because I mean some of the
Because we
guns did
missed out
not
on so
feel the
much.
same. Like the attachments, I don't know if it's as crazy as BO4 attachments, but some of the guns definitely got way better when I souped them up. Like felt like just completely different guns, honestly.
Yeah, and like I mean sometimes I feel like uh, it's kind of annoying that like the downfall to every gun is like movement speed and ADS.
I was gonna bring that up. I had a Reddit post on the side because it's a funny meme, but like I was gonna bring up that exact thing. How every single gun, it's like that's the negative, or every single attachment.
Yeah, it's like it's like what you're looking to improve.
Yeah, and I don't know. Also, though, it's hard to tell because again, there are, on top of the fact that they don't include numbers, there's like some misleading things. So, for example, like someone went through and tested all the, you know how it says ADS speed is slower with all of the optics.
Yeah.
Apparently that's not true. Like, apparently only one out of like the 10 optics actually slows it down, and it's by 1 frame. So, like, that's kind of questionable, but I don't know why that's a
Yeah,
thing.
so like I can't think of which Call of Duty I'm trying to think of specifically. It might be BO2. I'm pretty sure it's BO2, where like you look at the because it had like the bars like filled with
Oh,
like
those things
it
are
would say like
unreliable.
damage or something, and you like some guns would have two less bars of damage, but they actually did more damage than the gun you're comparing it to. It was like all
Yeah,
like fucked up and super unreliable.
those bars have always been bullshit.
Like I just don't understand why they can't have everything
Well,
to an exact number.
part of it too is when they update, I think this is the case, right? When they update the game, they don't update those bars. So like that probably factors in too. Because I
I
think
just think
casual
that
people look at it and they're like, "Oh, this is how the gun works," but it just,
yeah,
it's like an afterthought, really.
I think like literally it should say exactly what it the statistic is. You know, like I just hate all this
Yeah.
like
You know what it
guessing.
reminds me of? Fucking this. The gunsmith has BO4 patch notes.
I was literally I was literally just gonna say BO4 patch notes because BO4 patch notes are just like increases sprint out time.
Yeah, and
You're like
it's
by how
just
much? Like what?
yeah, and I think that even if they didn't aren't in it as much, I don't think it's something that would hurt casual players if they saw the stats. Because
Yeah, that's what I
it's the
was trying
same
to
thing.
get to earlier. Like there's just so many changes they could make that like doesn't negatively affect anybody, and really it's not gonna it's not gonna like even make a difference to the majority of your player base, but it
Yeah,
only helps the people who actually care.
yeah. No one's gonna see that change and be like, "What the fuck? I loved when the gunsmith was vague and
Yeah,
I didn't
like
understand what it was."
and you know there's gonna be somebody on Reddit who's like, you know, there's just gonna be too much there's too much exact science to Call of Duty
Yeah,
nowadays.
that person's just an idiot. You don't have to listen to him.
Dude, there's just so many stupid people. Like I've been like really heavily like on Reddit every day for like the
Dude,
past few
I
weeks.
I have to stop. It's making my brain bad.
No, it's much more enjoyable if all you do really is go to the popular section and just like read through like the fucking stupid subreddits.
Oh yeah, when it's like memes and shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
some of the ones make like are like really annoying to read, just because like it makes you realize how many fucking stupid people there are. There's like one that's
dude.
called like psychotic parents or something, and some people's like parents like the level of strictness on there. I know this is super off topic,
It's
but
like scary.
it's it's like disturbing.
Yeah.
Like people who have like trackers on their kids and stuff.
Oh my god. Or you know what? I don't know if it's a bad thing, but it's always rubbed me the wrong way. Have you ever seen the people that have like a leash that's like attached to them, basically? I don't know if they probably don't call it that, but that's what it is.
Like to little kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that.
I get it.
Usually
It just
that's like
bothers me.
it just looks weird. I think
Yeah.
usually
I
for
don't
like
know.
leash children. I feel like
Yeah, that's always just rubbed me the wrong way. Like something it's like something I can't put into words. Like deep down inside, I just see that and I'm like, something's wrong. Like that doesn't look right.
it doesn't look right. It looks weird as fuck.
Yeah, I don't
Stop
know.
leashing
It's a
your
little
kids. You're
questionable.
making Luch uncomfortable.
It's so weird. Yeah, I'll you can whip out your breastfeeding in public, but if you have a leash on your kid, I'm smacking you.
I'm punching you in the jaw
Yeah, and then
and
I'm
your
gonna
kid. I'm kicking your kid's ass if it has a leash.
yeah, I'm just gonna tug down on the leash and then I'm gonna leave. Knock him over. All right, child violence transition.
Right. That's what I've been waiting for.
Yeah, we needed to work that in. Dude, I should have taken screenshots because like positive or negative, just the opinions that I've seen on the Modern Warfare subreddit are mind-boggling regardless.
Oh yeah.
So some of
Definitely
them are just great.
some I would say some weird, obscure, controversial
Oh,
opinions to hold.
we haven't brought up the because we talked about like the visuals kind of goes hand in hand. We haven't brought up like the audio in this game.
Oh,
Because
that
I've
the
seen a
kill
lot of people
streaks
say,
are gonna make you go deaf.
okay, so like when I was going to do an outline, I was gonna put a bunch of memes in it, and one of the memes that I was gonna put is like kill streaks as loud as Leah Gotti moans, but it's true. You can't
They're
when the
so
kill streak
loud.
goes off. When the kill streak goes off, I can't hear people.
That's like worse than the actual kill streak. Sometimes is that you just no more footsteps.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I get a
Um.
considerable amount of kills just by like people who think that I don't know they're there, and then I just turn around on them or something.
Yeah. Well, I think because I was telling you about too, I feel like this game has Apexy audio. Like that's the only game I can compare it to. Like sometimes I don't know if it's just that it's getting drowned out or something, but I swear like footsteps just don't play sometimes.
Yeah,
Maybe
like
there's like too
Fortnite.
much going
That's
on.
why I remember old
Oh,
Fortnite
yeah.
had that
That's a good
issue
comparison too.
where like you literally wouldn't hear any footsteps, and all of a sudden you're getting shot.
Well, you would think the super sprint is probably louder, right? Like you would
It should
think
be.
it should be. So like I had a death the other day where literally a foot away, doors were closed, and this dude just like sneaks up on me and rips me, and I was like, okay, let me watch the kill cam. And he literally super sprinted, shoved both the doors open, and jump shotted the corner, and I did not hear shit. And he was like a foot away.
Yeah.
But that's just like one specific example. But like if you play the beta a lot, it happens very often.
Yeah, I agree. Like when it works, it's not like it's like there's nothing to complain about. But like the fact is that it doesn't always work.
Yeah, and sometimes though, like when it works, sometimes the footsteps are really fucking loud. Like I've been able to sound whore people like across the map almost, or like
Also,
across
my
lanes.
problem is that like one, I never know if they're my teammates' footsteps or not. But like even more importantly, like sometimes the footsteps I literally can't even tell if they're like on the roof above me or if they're outside. Like they're so
Oh, the directional audio is
is
terrible.
like it's like so hard to tell. There were so many
Yeah.
times in headquarters where I'm inside the headquarters on like one of the buildings in cave. I'm like, dude, I literally don't know if they're outside or
Well,
on top of the building.
you think that applies to gunshot sounds too, right? Like I can never
Oh
tell where
yeah,
I'm getting shot
like
from
I'll be
based
getting
off
shot and
audio.
I'm like, yeah, I don't really know where
You
that's
do
coming from.
you do like a 360.
And then
You're
you're
like
just
what?
dead because like as soon as somebody hits you, you're just dead.
Well, this game has like I think we played BO4 so much that we forgot about this, but you know that BO4, you'll know it when I say it. It's had a bug, I swear, like the entire game where I think it's specifically with snipers, but maybe it's multiple guns where like you could be anywhere on the map, but if somebody shoots a sniper, it sounds like they're shooting at
Oh yeah,
you.
yeah.
This I feel like this game has that because sometimes there are just shots going off and it sounds like it's at my ear, so I'm like on high alert, but there's just no one near me.
Yeah, there's definitely questionable audio. I mean, maybe not like award-winning audio design BO4 bad.
Oh my god.
I have a feeling that this game, if this game gets nominated, the memes coming back in full strength times
It's
two.
yeah, because it's it's just as bad, if not worse, in this game. Like the audio, the sounds are cool. I just don't know if it's good.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
um, yeah, because kill streaks are ridiculous. I think the guns maybe are like the only thing that sound about right, like from your perspective, not when you're getting shot at.
Yeah.
I don't know. Because we've talked about like the slower pace as well, like with the footsteps and shit. I think like another contributing factor to that is there's no dead silence in this game, or it's going to be an upgrade, so there's no like
Yeah,
dead
I was
silence
thinking
perk.
about that. I was like, I wonder if there's gonna be dead silence in this game. I was like, and I wonder if I'll even run it because the audio's already so fucked up. I don't know if it's gonna
Right.
matter.
Yeah, I feel like you have dead silence just by being in the game because it doesn't work half the time. So
Yeah,
I don't know
like,
why run it.
I feel like most people, like we're saying, like I feel like with skill-based matchmaking, definitely more people in the higher ranks listen to audio. But I think like a lot of people are like playing the. I mean, like a substantial amount of people are just playing the audio out of their TV.
Oh yeah, dude, that probably sounds terrible in this game. If it's this bad in headphones.
Like I haven't thought about that in a while, especially people like uh like my cousin. I had to like convince him in BO4 still to start playing audio through his headphones instead of out of his TV.
Oh yeah, it's such a big advantage.
Like, cause well, mostly it's just annoying because I could hear it through his mic, but
Yep, that's the big thing. and like for people that live with you too. Like if you're living with me, it's annoying if you like jack up the TV,
But like, yeah, in general, like you can't tell where anything's
especially
coming
this
from. I
game.
mean, I would not play with game volume going through. I understand. I would not play with game volume going through my headphones until like a few years ago, probably.
Yeah.
Like it's just some people like is you have to get used to it if you never do it. To like get used to listening to your like party chat and game audio through your headset at the same time,
Hmm.
which is admittedly annoying on Xbox because there's no like Discord balancing where you can like adjust
Oh, just
individuals,
everybody's, yeah.
which I still can't believe that's not a thing. This is
Yeah,
turning
that
into
new
like the
console
Bitch
that,
Fest podcast.
the what?
The Bitch Fest podcast.
Yeah, we just gotta let it all out. this is that.
Complain about like Microsoft's UI.
This is everything that bothers us. It's just like all coming out. Speaking of which, Blackout has tanks.
Oh.
Oh no, don't even bring that up. Don't. No, we're not going into buy. I just thought you'd like to know that Blackout has tanks now, which is interesting.
Oh, I did not know that.
It also has Black Ops 3 movement, like the thruster pack in this update. Everybody's flying around. Yeah, I don't know what's. I couldn't like focus on because I was gonna quest in RuneScape. I couldn't like focus on that and do this at the same time. So I was like, oh, I'll just watch someone play Blackout. Like, let's check out the new update. And they're just like fucking flying around everywhere. I'm like, what the hell am I watching?
I'm just sitting here enchanting. I want to talk about something that you can't bitch about is RuneScape. It's the perfect game.
Yeah, these are facts.
Like what? I can't even think of something to complain about.
RuneScape.
It's kind of expensive to play.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you one RuneScape complaint. There should be a drop all inventory option.
Yeah, that I mean, like we've all been thinking that though since like 2000.
The game has existed. That's always been the thing. Does RuneScape?
What? Does RuneScape 3 have it?
Can you do that in RuneScape 3?
I don't. I still don't think that's a thing. No.
That's wow. I kind of thought that would be a thing.
No, I think that they just Zezima convinced them it would make it too easy.
Oh, yeah, it's too easy to drop. Okay.
It would make it too easy to skill.
Yeah, understandable. Have a nice day. I think
it takes so little effort to hit 99s in every skill.
Yeah.
It only takes like.
Yo, fuck him. You want to bitch about? No, I'm just kidding. Let's just roast Vonderhaar and Robert Bowling and Mark Gerhard. That's who made RuneScape, right?
I think so. Sounds familiar.
And
I think I follow him on Instagram or something.
And yeah, let's just go after all of them. Okay, so we think the theory here is Vonderhaar is the reason why this game is so bad.
Yeah. So many complaints. What do you think we should do, Vonderhaar? And he came in and gave every bad opinion, and that's why the game's like it is.
Yeah, 100%. Vonderhaar was
the insider.
They were asking him for help on the game or like opinions, but he was playing the game. He had his headphones on. He couldn't hear what they were saying. So like, but he was just like so in the game that he was just like, yeah, that's good. That's good. Skill based match, yeah.
Whatever.
He just did that for all of it, and now he's not working at Treyarch, but he is working at Treyarch. What's going on?
I have no idea.
I don't know either.
I just don't get that mental breakdown.
Yeah, that was a good time. Can we do a mental health awareness podcast on Bondi?
Just on him. We want like a Bondi health awareness podcast.
Yeah.
I don't care what anybody else's mental health.
We just want to help him out a little bit, make sure he's okay.
Exactly.
God damn it. I don't know. Other shit with like did we mention how ridiculous Ghost is, right?
Yeah,
we definitely talked about Ghost. Yeah. I feel like the perks in the other categories aren't too bad. Like there are definitely ones that I prefer, but it's not like Ghost important.
Yeah, I don't think any other perk that we've played with so far, I've ever like been like I need this.
Yeah.
I think it's more of like a preference at least.
I'll say I haven't even thought about this like when I was playing it, but like they kind of, in my opinion, solved for the most part, like the specialist issue with the whole field upgrade thing. Like it doesn't really bother me at all. Yeah, I think that's cool. It's like a good way to like fix that. Still have
like the 2 field upgrades I've used, but It's a cool
I don't
idea.
like that stopping power and dead silencer field upgrades, but the rest of them are cool.
Yeah, like the deployable shield is only useful in specific situations, but I guess it recharges really fast, which is nice.
So kind of like, yeah.
It gets annoying
I
though
just
on
run
like
the ammo
map and there's
box.
about 100 of them on the map. But
Yeah. The ammo box is just for me because then you just don't need to run scavenger pretty much. So I just and running crash for
yeah,
so
I
long, it
see. I
just feels
die
natural.
in like 2 lives every time, anyways, so it don't matter.
Oh yeah.
If I get good, I'll probably run the ammo box.
Hmm. Um.
As of right now, that's not a necessity.
Yeah. Uh. In terms of like, I don't know. I just have like one really like thing that bothers me with the It's like this game, especially noticeable in Ground War. This game has the same issue that like the last 2 or 3 Battlefield games have had with the lighting, where when you are indoors, there's a really good clip on Reddit yesterday. I'll see if I could find it so to give you like a really good example. Um, but when you're indoors and you're looking outside, it just you can't see anything for some reason. Um, Especially on the Ground War map, there are certain spots where you look outside from a window, and if you don't fully peek out the window, all you see is like white. Like that's all you see.
It's interesting. I don't think I ever noticed that, but I think that
Uh,
if you show me a video, obviously I'll notice it.
yeah, there's some small instances of it on the 6v6, but it's just like mostly noticeable on the big map. Um, but it just bothers me too because like with the vent thing, like with how the lighting works there, the thing that I always see is like, oh, it's realistic, but it's not. Like if you just walk around and like test that in real life, it's not. Like that's how cameras work, not eyes.
Right.
Because if you,
No, you see, it's like Avatar.
God damn it.
Okay. Anyways.
No, I was kind of ready to see how you do that, but like I have an example. This is just random, but it's a perfect example because a couple of days ago, my dog was it was like really late at night, and my dog was in the other room, and I could see her, but I wanted to. She kind of looked like a ghost for me, so I wanted to take like a video of it and send it to my mom. And then I pulled out the camera and I couldn't see shit. Like I couldn't see her at all. And that's kind of how the lighting in this game is to me. Like it doesn't feel like real life,
I know
and
what you mean.
it
Like
hurts
sometimes
it.
it feels like you're like looking through a camera. Exactly what you said.
Yeah, and that's I it's weird because maybe if the time to kill wasn't so high, it wouldn't be as big of an issue. But like you fly in the vent, by the time the game's like camera adjusts, you're already dead. So you kind of just have to pre-fire
Lots
or
of
blind
pre-firing in
fire.
this game. Lots of pre-firing and pre-aiming.
Yeah, that's Matt's big. Dude, you should watch the replay of his stream. It's hilarious. Every time he dies, he's just like, oh yeah, fucking the pre-aim game. But I mean, that's kind of how it is.
I mean, like you always do better in general in Call of Duty if you pre-aim. I think that he just doesn't do it,
True.
which is like why it bothers him so much. But
I was literally, I gave up on playing partially because I was pissed and partially to see like if the skill-based matchmaking was legit. Um, so I just like stopped playing and watched him and Justin play from his stream. And I was literally coaching him on that. I'm like, Matt, you're sprinting too long there. You got to pre-aim. Like, why are you sprinting? But it really does show like how much of a difference it makes in this game, and it's like we're saying with like everything. There's so many factors. Like the time to kill is so fast, and the ADS times are not that fast, and like the sprint outs are not. So
yeah,
you,
fast compared to other games.
yeah. Well, like the thing that I keep saying or seeing defending it is that the sprint out times and the ADS times are comparable or like faster than Black Ops 4's, which statistically they are by like a very very small amount. Like a sprint out time in BO4 for an AR will be like point 260 milliseconds. In this game it's like point 250. But those people are, I feel like that's kind of a non-point because the time to kill is so much faster that kind of like defeats your point there.
Right.
If you're saying that run and gun is like still doable because the times are similar, but BO4 is like a completely
Yeah,
different game with self heal and TTK.
literally everything is different about it. So I feel like any point you make trying to compare the games just is automatically invalid.
Yeah, like you have to think about it in terms of like how this game plays. And like with how this game plays, you can't you can't like snap on people really. Like you're just gonna die.
Right. Unless you're like 1,000 feet away to get that good auto aim.
Oh my
I mean, aim
god.
assist, whatever.
Yeah, we didn't say anything about the aim assist, but I feel like that's one thing that we noticed that's kind of maybe a little too strong.
It's like that classic, like, it's like how in BO4, every once in a while you'll get that aim assist through the wall, where so you also know someone's
Right.
there, but like it happens like every 10
Every
seconds.
gunfight, every single fight in this game's like that apparently.
Yeah,
It's just
annoying.
it's weird because we talk about how you have to like pre-aim everything, but then I watch some of these kill cams and people just like snap and I'm dead in like a frame.
I think the other problem with it is the servers were genuinely just not very great for the beta.
Yeah, that seemed to be a factor for sure. I don't know. I would like to see them take a few steps in trying to make the game a little more like movement friendly, and that would probably improve my opinion a lot. Because I'm okay with needing to focus on pre-aiming and like slowing the game down a little bit from BO4, but I feel like it's a little drastic.
Yeah, I mean, I know what you mean. I think we've been going for like a decent amount of time. We can probably call it about right here unless you got any final thoughts.
I had something and then I conked it, so it's probably I'm a stealth clown.
Yeah, Robert Bowling, Robert Bowling, Robert Bowling.